like we only have a limited amount of laughs.
Well, we probably do.
I know. Guess we'll find out.
Hello,
Hey, everyone. Welcome. I'm Amy.
I'm Whitney.
And this is On the Haunt.
Oh, Chris texted us. If you hear someone downstairs around 10:30 or 11, it'll be me making a quick stop. Well, excuse me. Don't come to your own house.
No, rude,
interrupting
Chris.
us.
God, how dare you?
How dare you?
It better be quick, Chris.
And quiet. Quick and quiet.
That's right.
Anyway, hello, welcome. This is us. We talk about scary things and are stupid, generally stupid.
So it's really not that scary. It always cracks me up when people are like, I can't listen to that
I know.
kind of stuff. I'm like, if you would just listen to one episode.
Yeah, you would know
please. Just say you don't want to listen to us.
Exactly.
Don't blame it on
Don't try
how
to
scary
insult
it
me.
is. Because I know that's a bold-faced lie.
Right. I thought you were going to say that's some bull.
That too.
Bull right there. Okay, well.
Yeah, so what's going on in the world?
What's going on? Let's see.
Have we recorded since Brittany got married?
I was about to say the same thing. She got married my birthday week, y'all. Oh my God, her wedding was so beautiful.
I'm so happy for her.
Oh, and it was at her house.
And they have an ironclad prenup, so anyone
Smart.
saying he's in it.
Yeah.
First of all, he was with her when she couldn't even afford a new iPhone.
Right.
So stop.
Yeah.
With that nonsense.
Ascari. I don't know how to
I don't
say.
either. I always say Agasari, and I know that's not right.
Well, maybe that's right.
No, it's not.
I said Ascari, so he's so beautiful.
He really
so
is.
good for you, Brittany.
Yeah. We love you.
We do. And her wedding reception with her. Did you see the video of her, Madonna,
Paris Hilton.
Kathy Hilton, Donatella Versace? Was it Drew Barrymore?
Yes, Drew Barrymore was
Selena
there.
Gomez? And they're all trying to sing. Was it Like a Virgin? It was some Madonna
No, I
song.
haven't seen that.
And they're all like. It's like they didn't know the words.
That's embarrassing.
Well, maybe only Madonna knew the words. Hopefully.
I know the words.
Well, I think Brittany knew the words and
Yeah.
Madonna knew the words, and the rest of them were like,
Like every time Oprah had a musical guest on, she
Yes.
would try to sing. Yeah.
and she just
She's like,
clapping.
like, Oprah, you don't know that. Quit pretending.
Also,
girl.
just maybe listen to the song before your guests come
Yeah.
on. Anyway, it was magical. You know how Brittany's living room has those terrible curtains?
Yeah.
Do you ever notice
Well,
that?
I mean,
She does.
that's one of the things I love about her, though,
Yeah,
too.
she's real.
like, I like these curtains.
Yes.
I'm putting them up. I don't need some hoity-toity
No.
interior designer.
But it looked great. Her wedding looked beautiful. It really did. She showed up on a horse and buggy. I mean carriage, not buggy.
It's very Amish.
It was very princess.
No
Anyway,
electricity was allowed.
At the end, she had no shoes on. I was like, yeah, girl. And was dancing in a diamond thong. I was like, only Brittany.
Whatever.
If I'm dancing in a diamond thong, people are
Yeah.
my eyes!
Oh, they're going to
Brittany,
be a whole other
God.
conversation. Be
She's
happening then.
glorious.
She is.
We love you, Brittany. Congratulations.
Yeah.
If you're listening.
We're sure you are. Hit us up.
We should just start tagging her. She will post random things. You never know.
She might promote us.
Maybe she likes the paranormal.
I bet she does.
I bet she does too.
She's our people.
She would love us.
She would. I mean, who doesn't? Apparently, a lot of people.
We're our own biggest fan.
Yeah.
Hey, Bobby Evans, are you listening? Did I tell you he told me he listens?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
In his cop car? Really, Bobby? We're your cup of tea? Okay, I don't know.
We appreciate you.
Thank you, Bobby.
Let's see what's been going on out in the world besides Brittany. Oh, I watched a really cheesy show on Netflix called First Kill.
Never heard of it.
It's about vampires and monsters and stuff. And there's
Sounds fun.
there's this vampire teenage girl and vampire hunter teenage girl, and they fall in love. So
Okay.
it's real conflict of interest there.
Right.
And so, everyone's doing everything they can to keep them apart and stuff.
But how do
So
you,
it's
if you're a
really good.
vampire hunter, how do you love a... Well, I mean, Buffy did it, I guess.
I mean, it's just chemistry.
Buffy, what a great show. Yeah. Well, it sounds great.
So, I watched it all.
I'm not really
It's
reading
kinda
anything
cheesy.
right now. I'm like in a, trying to get ready for things.
Yeah.
Mode, so I haven't been reading much.
I get that.
But
Well,
anyway,
I'm still in the middle of the book I just talked about last episode because we just recorded it 5 minutes ago. So
we did.
shall
we?
Nothing else. Yeah, let's just go
let's just
because
talk.
we got.
God
this is
only
always
knows
so
what'll
hard.
come up. God only knows. Okay, let me see where we're at here. Which one should I do next? As I have to find which one of these
We're very prepared. Nothing
We are.
else.
I don't remember.
Mine were all in ABC order instead of chronological order.
So that's why I'm like,
go to reset. That's what I did. I just went to reset and then mine.
Okay, well, the horrifying thing is I only see one. That is... Oh, no, I have two. I see two now. Okay, I'm going to do this one. It's not... I don't really think it's paranormal. But it is a mystery. I'm going to chat with you today about the mysterious drowning deaths of men. Have you heard about this?
Is this like the Smiley Face Killers?
Yes.
Okay. That amazing documentary or docuseries, maybe?
What's it called?
I think the Smiley Face Killers. Maybe. I don't know.
Well, I'm excited. This is from a Rolling Stone article by Niall Capello. Anyway, here we go. I haven't read this. That wasn't clear.
I am an expert. I watched I can't remember, it was just one movie or a docuseries.
Great.
But I watched it. It was great because it was like these, I feel like it was like these retired homicide detectives.
Probably.
Were like,
that sounds great.
Trying to solve this.
Yeah, it's very interesting. So here we go. When 24-year-old William Hurley called his girlfriend the night of October 8th, 2009, all he wanted was to go home. The Navy veteran who had been attending a Boston Bruins home game asked Claire Mahoney to pick him up early, explaining that he was tired from a long day of work as a greenskeeper. I don't know what that means.
Like
at the
a
ball
golf
game?
course.
Oh, I'm like at the ball game? Like at the... Could you also do that at a baseball field?
Well,
Anyway.
I guess, but I mean, you can also go to a baseball game when you get off work, is what I'm thinking.
Oh, you can?
happened.
Oh, really? True. While on the phone with Mahoney, Hurley warned that his cell phone battery was low. When she asked for his exact location, someone in the background yelled, 99 Nassau Street, before the line went dead. Ooh, it's creepy. Who was in the background?
Was he on speakerphone?
I don't. It doesn't seem like it was. How did they know to yell that at that exact location? Bizarre. Minutes later, Mahoney arrived. Arrived at that address, but Hurley was nowhere to be found. 6 days later, his body was found in the Charles River. The cell phone from which he'd made that final call smashed nearby. Hurley's death was eventually ruled as undetermined drowning, with the police stating that they found no evidence of foul play. Yet people who were close to Hurley, including Claire Mahoney, have disputed these claims, pointing to his damaged cell phone, as well as injuries indicating blunt force trauma and a toxicology report that found high levels of GHB, commonly known as a date rape drug. And he was in the Navy, so can't he swim? You know what I mean?
I don't know how much time they actually spend in the water.
Just swimming.
I mean, I'm sure you have to be able to swim, but I don't
They're
think
also
they're
on
just
boats. I love
it's not a synchronized swim team. That would be cool.
Super cool. That's how you fight the poses. It's like
They're
a dance.
Okay, we surrender because we don't even know how to counterattack this.
They're like, okay, that's all you got, and then they get in. And
you got a 9.8, you got a 9.7. You win the war,
right?
Hey, I'm down.
I mean,
if that
it's better than what we're doing now.
Yeah.
What's funny is when you copy and paste something, it sometimes will copy and paste the description of the photos that were on the website.
Yes.
This one says, former reality star Josh Duggar sentenced to 12 years in child pornography.
Yes, as he should be.
Yeah, grody, man. Okay. But Hurley isn't the first college-age male to have died under suspicious and hotly debated circumstances. More than a decade before Hurley vanished in Boston, Fordham College senior Patrick McNeil vanished after stumbling out of a bar in 1997 on New York's Upper East Side. I mean, who hasn't? Honestly, doesn't everyone stumble out of the bar? Don't victim blame. McNeil was missing for more than a month before his body was found floating in the East River, and his death was later declared, like Hurley's, to have been an undetermined drowning. But Kevin Gannon, one of the detectives who investigated McNeil's case, didn't agree with the official ruling on the 23-year-old's death and promised the deceased's parents that he would find them answers. More than 20 years later, he's still trying. God bless you. I mean, honestly, these cold case detectives.
I know. What a job.
I know, and what an unsatisfying job.
Yeah.
You know, unless you find...
Yeah, because if it's went
solve
cold for this long, chances of you solving it are going to be slim to none.
Although, Golden State Killer, changed everything, but still.
Stop the backlog, people.
I know. It's just got to be so, you're just aggravating. And anyway. In fact, Hurley and McNeil are part of what the now retired Gannon, fellow former NYPD detective Anthony Duarte, and criminal justice professor Lee Gilbertson have called an epidemic of college-educated young white men who have disappeared from nights out with friends and were later found in local rivers.
I wonder if those are the guys on the show
Probably.
I watched.
So Gannon, Gilbertson, and
I mean, I don't
Duarte,
know their
probably.
I don't remember their names.
I bet it
I
is.
do remember, I'm pretty sure there was like a retired homicide detective or something. So.
Like Hurley's death, most of these cases have been ruled accidental or undetermined drownings, with many blamed on alcohol consumption. Well, I mean, to a certain extent, I get that. But since 2008, Gannon, Duarte, and Gilbertson have argued that these deaths were instead the work of a gang-like organization of domestic terrorists, what has been coined the Smiley Face Killers. Which is the funniest name for
it. Really is, but
yeah, because
I mean, but then again, it's not when you understand where Smiley Face comes from. That's kind of creepy
because of happy face graffiti found at purported crime scenes.
Yeah, but that's also such a generic.
I know,
like.
Anyone
isn't there
could
smiley face graffiti everywhere?
Right. And sometimes it's kind of far away from...
Yeah. It's
and
not
you're like
well, right at that spot.
Right. Or you're like, are you just kind of stretching
You're
this?
reaching, yeah.
Yeah, you're reaching. Smiley face killer. I mean, unless they're like the grinning man. Yuck.
Ew.
I still have nightmares about him. I don't like him. Why are you so happy?
No. Yeah. Stop. Can't you frown?
Smiling. Really, I'd rather have be the frowning man.
Yes.
Be less...
Those are definitely my people. Perpetually... annoyed.
I know. It just wouldn't be as scary if like you woke up and this creepy thing was just frowning at you.
Why are you so dissatisfied?
Right.
What do you got to be so?
Or you're like, me too, bro.
Yeah, I feel you.
Same.
You guys are fist bumping.
Right.
Like, bye.
But instead it's just like, Okay. According to the trio, these men didn't drown, but were instead targeted, kidnapped, and murdered by dangerous criminals who remain at large and continue to kill. The detectives believe the crimes were motivated by jealousy and reflect a coordinated effort to go after men that the killers perceived to be privileged, who Gannon characterized as, quote, the best of the best. Well, I mean, ew. Yeah. Also, ew.
That's also very subjective.
Right. Oops, I lost my thing here. It's this ongoing threat with more deaths that fit the profile occurring each year that keeps the Smiley Face murder theory alive and led to Gannon, Duarte, and Gilbertson's 6-party Oxygen series, Smiley Face Killers.
Okay, that's
The Hunt
what I
for
watched.
Justice. Yep, which premiered in January. Is Oxygen on Discovery Plus? I don't think
I watched it on Hulu.
Okay, great. I need to get on Hulu more. Certainly, it's a compelling idea. The type with the potential to rival that of Ed Kemper, the co-ed killer, a necrophile. That's a horrifying word.
Ed Kemper's
so nasty.
Ed Kemper is probably one of the scarier serial killers.
Yeah.
Because he was just so... I mean, I don't know. He seemed very intelligent. Like when you listen to the interviews and stuff with him. And that's... like Ted Bundy thought he was intelligent. He wasn't.
Hate him.
But Ed Kemper, I think, was genuinely intelligent, and
really just messed up.
Yeah, and real
necrophile. What did he? I don't remember that. I don't remember him.
Yeah, like the severed head of his mom, right?
Is that Ed Kemper?
Yes.
Okay, I'm getting Ed Kemper
also
confused
bury like the heads of his victims outside his mom's house, like their heads
looking at
facing
him.
her
That's
window.
right. See, I'm getting
pretty
him
sure
confused with.
Want his mom's severed head.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm getting him confused with the guy who inspired Leatherface.
Oh, Ed Gein?
Ed Gein. Yeah, okay. All right, I remember this now. Yeah. God.
No.
What the hell happened to you, Ed Kemper?
And he was like a giant.
A giant. Yeah. Well, I mean, the guy who played him in Mindhunter, you're just
nailed
like...
it. He nailed it,
He
too.
did. And you're like, oh, it just gives you a shiver down your back.
Yeah.
There are people like that just walking amongst us.
Yeah.
Who just will...
to cut your head off and make it face their mother's window.
Masturbate with it.
Yeah.
What the actual hell? Okay. Hopefully none of you are listening. Hopefully none of those people are... If you, please don't listen. If that's you, thank you. Goodbye. Okay, so yeah, he trolled California freeways looking for hitchhikers in the 70s, or the still unidentified Long Island serial killer, who some think was Billy Jensen. I read that online, which I think is so funny. Well, he's very interested in serial killers.
The student becomes the master, Billy.
He creeps me out. I don't like him now. I don't know why.
He's real... I don't know. Did we already have this conversation where he looks like a man-child? Like he's like real tall and lanky, but he's got such a
baby
boyish
face. Yeah, I don't know. And now after Benson, no, sorry,
Holes.
I'm so sorry, Olivia Benson. Didn't mean to insult you that way.
Fictitious character.
I know. Jensen and Holes is off the air soon. Like I'm just like, Billy, what did you do?
Yeah.
Because I know Paul Holes did.
Yeah.
He is American.
Dang it.
Sweetheart.
Paul, why'd you hitch your cart to that horse?
I know.
Whatever. Paul's still fine, as far as I know.
He is fine. He really is.
He really is.
Beautiful.
He's one of those men that just gets better looking with age. I'm like, I hate you. I become more haggard every year of my life.
Same. We'll just be haggard
so
together.
Unfair.
Haggard together while he just looks beautiful. Anyway, great. Yeah, Long Island serial killer. It's, I don't know. Okay. When Gannon, Dwar, and Gilbertson publicly announced their theory about the smiley face killers in 2008, they claimed to have identified more than 40 potential murders that had been labeled accidental or undetermined drownings. Since then, they have developed additional physical evidence and perhaps most notably expanded their database of potential victims of the smiley face killer to 335 cases. I mean, how are you going to... Well, they are saying it's like a group of people.
They're just like I feel like they're just grasping at straws at this one. We don't know who did this, so I'll put it in this bucket.
I know, 335.
That's a lot.
Unless it's like this weird underground organization of people who want to murder. I don't know.
I don't either.
You know?
I had a $1 bill yesterday. I was going to tip at Starbucks, and it had an upside down triangle on it. And Keaton's like, I think that's Illuminati. Do not tip her with that. And I'm like, what? I'm like, Google it. What is it? An upside down triangle. And it was something like pro-Nazi.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, no, here. She's like, here, I have $1. Give them. I'm like,
you're like, then what are you going to do with that $1?
I'll probably just use it at the car wash.
You're feeding it into the machine.
Or something I have to feed it into the machine.
That no person sees?
Yes.
I mean, what? God, what? I have never once in my life drawn on money.
Me neither.
Yeah, because we have lives.
I had somebody, it was about a year ago, I posted on my personal social media. It says something like, I ain't going nowhere with your boyfriend or something. I'm like, what?
Someone just gave that to someone?
That's amazing.
Oh, Missouri. I mean, I'm assuming that came from Missouri because it's so funny. Oh my God. Okay. Great times. Moving on. Yes. Here we are. First and foremost, the trio point to the decomposition. Sorry, this gets kind of gross. It's a mystery, though, so that's why I'm considering it paranormal. But if you don't like decomposition, maybe like fast forward 30 seconds.
I mean, no one likes decomposition, I don't think.
Well, speak for yourself.
It's not a pleasant process.
No. What was I?
God, I have to wheel my trash can down today. Oh, there's nothing worse than your trash can sitting so bad in the heat.
Yeah. I was listening to, I'm, again, re-listening to TCO episodes and the Jinx one, where that guy has to, like, grab that torso out.
Oh, yeah.
By the breastbone. I'm like, police don't get paid enough.
No, they really don't.
That is...
Nor do I. Like when Meridian forgets to pick up our trash in the heat of summer and there are maggots crawling out of my trash can. Like, and they refuse to credit my account. I mean, they've been pretty consistently picking up, so thank you for that. But there have been times, and you know, Meridian, that you...
Yeah, you listening, Meridian? You know who you are, is that you just said?
Now they're not going to pick up my trash. Because
like, that bee talked about us on her stupid podcast.
Honk the horn when we drive by.
As they're blasting on the haunt. Highly doubtful.
Probably couldn't even hear it over the boom, 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 boom of the trash can.
It would be a terrible... I'm sorry for people who are... That's really...
No, thank you for doing that job. We need...
Oh, absolutely.
Are they still called trash men?
I don't...
And women?
Trash people.
Trash people. That just sounds... I don't know. Garbage collectors? I don't know. What's the...
Sanitation workers?
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Do you just touch my toes?
That just sounds like they're grabbing, like, female
sanitation
products.
wipes. I mean, pads. I don't know what a sanitation wipe
Like a
is.
Clorox wipe?
It's just
Do not use that where the sanitation pads go. That I feel like that would burn.
You're just sanitizing your vagina.
They're honey pot.
What?
What are you?
What's on?
That's like a brand of stuff they sell it at Target.
Oh my god, my face hurts so bad. Is it like Summer's Eve?
I think it's like all organic. You should. Summer's Eve is bad for you.
You don't douche your vagina.
That's.
I've never douched my vagina.
Me neither, but I know I've read stuff that it's not good for you.
I mean, what douching is just shooting a bunch of water up in your vagina and it coming out, right?
No, that wouldn't be it. That would be safe.
It's like chemically water, right?
Vinegar or something, right?
Oh,
I don't know. Am I wrong? Is that right? I don't know. I'm making up stuff. Don't listen to me. Why does anyone listen? Like
you're like apple.
Is someone making collard greens?
Dying Easter eggs?
Gully apple cider vinegar.
They're like gummies. You're like, excuse me, Walmart worker, is this vinegar vagina approved?
Or am I getting that mixed up with like what you're supposed to run through your Keurig to clean it?
Basically the same thing.
You run the same stuff.
Tide, you just put Tide in your vagina to clean
Cascade.
it. Gross. Oh my god, don't douche.
No.
That's the moral of that story.
It's fine.
Your vagina's fine.
Yeah.
If you feel like your vagina smells bad, it's just because your thighs are rubbing together, causing a small forest fire.
BO.
Put deodorant down there. You'll be fine.
I saw somebody posted like a thing on social media yesterday. It was like, yes, I know the gynecologist is about to look at my vagina. However, I will still hide my bra and panties under my clothes. I'm like, truth.
Oh my god. Oh my god. It's so great. I was never mind. I'm not going into it.
No, maybe we shouldn't.
Moving on. Back to decomposition.
Well,
the decomposition.
what a transition.
Some people's vaginas may smell like decomposition. Seriously.
Then go to the doctor.
Then put vinegar up there. And you're good. It's better than
Splash it with whatever. At this point.
Acid. No.
Peroxide.
Guys, get yourself some Lumi deodorant. You know, you can put it anywhere. It's amazing. You put it under your boobs. Okay. You get under boob sweat.
I don't know.
Your thighs where they rub together. Top of your
Does
butt
it have
crack.
aluminum?
No,
Okay.
it's like safe for all of your parts.
Okay.
It's made. You can for private parts.
I don't use deodorant with aluminum since having breast cancer. And Keaton, I made her start using it. She's like, Mom, it doesn't work.
No.
I've got BO.
Yeah. I have to use prescription strength under here.
Okay.
So God only knows.
Yeah, I started buying her prescriptions, like clinical.
Yeah,
whatever,
same.
But
That's what
it has aluminum.
I know. It's not. I know. It sucks. It
but
really does.
she's 16, doesn't want to have BO.
I mean, I get it. I really get it.
I just rub scented lotion all over my body, whatever it masks.
I don't smell
I don't
anything.
do anything anyways to sweat.
Well, I have extensive BO. It's like horrifying. But Lumi is expensive, but it's really good. So check it out.
You want to sponsor us?
They have all kinds of scents.
No one's going to sponsor us. We're 73 episodes in at this point.
And talking about decomposition vagina.
Do you guys have any ideas for us to take this thing places? I really think we should reach out to someone like Troy Taylor. He does that haunted winter thing.
Yeah. We would be hilarious.
Yeah, we could be, because I've been to his events, and they have guest speakers.
Can you imagine?
Guest speakers. People will be like, because you just pay for a ticket to go to the event itself. So then you just
everyone just leaves our auditorium.
You don't really even know what you're sitting down for.
Oh my god!
The only reason people would stay is because they don't want to lose their seats for the next person.
They're just like, everyone has a confused look on their face as they're backing slowly.
We're the only ones laughing at our stupid jokes.
No, you know what? People would freaking love us.
Yeah, I bet Miranda would come. Tanya would come.
Just them. Tanya. Thank you, Tanya.
Yeah.
God bless you, too. It's just them. They're wearing our shirts.
Yeah.
They bring, what are those fingers?
Foam fingers? We don't have foam fingers.
No, it'd be funny.
Oh, just random, just from a Cardinals game.
You're like, we don't have foam fingers.
I'm like, well, yeah. I don't know. You manage our merch. I don't know. Maybe we do.
Oh my God. Now I gotta find some foam fingers.
We have to.
Oh my God. And then we just buy them because we buy.
Because no one else gets it because they don't listen to this.
And then our husbands are like, what the Oh my God. On the hunt, foam fingers. Who buys those? Like, do people buy those at the game? You're like,
I mean, apparently they do. They're a thing.
And you're just like, who? So stupid. God. Anyway, moving on. Okay, back to decomposition. The lack of decomposition on the bodies is inconsistent with the period of time that the victims are missing. Interesting. Some of the cases examined in the Oxygen Special, including that of Dakota James, who was missing for 40 days but showed decomposition of only around 3 days. That's horrifying.
Yeah.
And Todd Gieb, who had been missing for 21 days but showed decomposition of around 2.5 days. I mean, are they being tortured?
Yeah, but I do think, and not to give away too much from the docuseries, I think some of them, though, they did like some tests and they were in the water during winter. And that does impact the decomposition process.
True.
So
maybe they were frozen, honestly.
And that's what I really liked about this thing. Even though these guys were like, we think this could be it. It could be like a serial killer kind of thing. They also were very open to hearing other.
Yeah, they're being scientific about it. Yeah.
So I do like that.
Yeah, for sure.
It wasn't super one-sided.
Yeah, it's not super biased. Very interesting. Gannon also noted that the presence of land insects, and this is sort of gross, guys, just bear with me, and lividity patterns, I literally don't know what that means, and the lack of bloating associated with the recovered remains suggests that the victims died on land, not in the water.
Is that like how your blood settles?
Lividity? Oh, maybe, yeah. Isn't that weird to think about?
That is
if you die standing up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's impressive. That's like that
leaning
that
against
rapper's
a door
corpse they took to that nightclub.
What are you talking about? They took a rapper's corpse? Was it Tupac?
No, it wasn't anybody I knew. They took like...
Was Tupac shot? Oh yeah, by Biggie. Allegedly.
Biggie was shot.
By who?
It was retaliation, allegedly.
So Biggie died
Or did
too?
Biggie die first? We're so
They're just
white.
carting around their dead bodies.
No, that happened.
That is horrifying.
That was in the news recently.
What?
Dead rapper.
Dead rapper club.
In club. That even popped up on there.
What?
Here we go.
Was he...
New York Post.
What's it called? Had the chemicals in him?
It was like the hip-hop equivalent of Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh!
Great movie. I met Andrew McCarthy once. I have a photo with him. It's great.
That's also...
This is him. That's his corpse.
Oh, that's not right.
I forget
Are his
what
eyes
happened.
open?
Says the memorial plate. Let's see. He was reportedly displayed on their stage at his own funeral.
Oh, so his funeral was at the club.
But it was like
But he's not in a coffin.
No, it was just propped up.
Standing up.
Yeah.
How? Zip ties?
Maybe.
Are his
like
eyes
a board?
open?
I don't know how they do it on Weekend at Bernie's.
Well, that's a movie. Look at his eyes. Are they open? Oh, God.
I don't know. He's wearing like
glasses?
Glasses with a transition lens.
Let me see that again. Oh my God, that is
How did you miss that?
I don't know. He's wearing a crown.
All over the place.
That is not okay.
Yeah, so I feel like maybe somebody got in trouble for that.
Yeah, that's really not okay.
The funeral home was like, "Oh no, you did not encroach on our property."
Is he like on a like what's the thing you use to cart boxes?
A dolly? Yes. Maybe
he's on a dolly. I mean, really, or else. Oh my God. You guys, you can't make this up. What is this world we live in?
Welcome to America.
Where we couldn't they have just played hip hop music like at his funeral? You know, turn down the lights.
Have an open casket. That's fine.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not. Don't do that to me. But,
no, me neither.
But I mean, it wouldn't be unheard of.
Turn down the lights. Turn on some music. Everyone can dance.
You sound like a Bonnie Raitt song. Turn down the lights. Turn down the bed.
Turn down the bed?
Turn down these voices.
This is so gross.
Inside my head.
What does turn down the bed mean?
Right?
Open the
Like,
blankets?
Pull the blankets down, right? It's like turn down service at a hotel.
Turn down for what?
Bonnie Raitt does not sing that genre.
That's that little jaw. God. Wow. Well, this is taking
Bonnie, you're gonna
this is taking a weird turn to rappers. Oh my gosh. Well, I hope that's what he wanted, and then that the good for him. I don't know. It's just very uncomfortable to look at.
It really is.
Okay. This is. Wow, Lividity Patterns took us there.
It did. It is Burger King
What
crown.
an amazing... It also looks like the crown
That
from
would be
Where
like
the
my
Wild
friends
Things
too. It'd be like, well, she wanted a crown. Well, go by Burger King and grab this. That's all we got.
And then you're standing up at Hot Topic or wherever we take your body. Oh
Target.
Target dollar
Probably
aisle.
up against like one of those big balls in front of Target.
Oh my God. As you're zip tied to a dolly. We're like, no, leave her there. It's fine. She's fine.
They're like, no, she's really in the way of the like grocery pickup.
And then we just put like a light on you that spins. You're really discotheque.
Really sums me up. Totally my vibe. Make sure it's on Black Friday though.
Everyone's standing outside with
the only time I'm standing outside Target.
Just really confused look on their face.
Did she die? Like,
yeah, she died waiting in line for that TV.
I love how they always come out to like, just so everyone knows, we only have 2 of the Nintendo gaming systems.
Right.
2.
So the other 400 of you.
If that's what you're here for, you're not the first 2 people in line. Leave.
Go home.
We don't want to hear about it. Shut up.
Right.
I hate Black Friday. But Keaton
I
loves
never
going.
go.
I only go because Keaton begs me to.
Literal nightmare. She's old enough now. She needs to take a friend.
Exactly.
It's like...
I finally got her and Tucker. They like exchanged numbers and stuff. We went to his graduation party the other day.
Oh, cute.
Oh my God. I'm not going to say it on air, but I have to tell you a story.
Okay, I can't wait.
What
Is it about her?
Yeah, poor little Kiki. She just can't get a
Little
break.
Kiki loves Sunday.
Yeah, little Kiki can't get a date.
Oh, no!
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
She could if she tried, probably.
Yeah, she totally could. We're just
She's beautiful. Everywhere I go, people tell her what beautiful skin she has.
Is she awkward? Yeah, so are we.
She's my child.
Well, Kiki can't get a date. Who would she even want to date
well,
here?
I've got a story.
Okay, God, I
I'm
can't
not
wait.
telling on air. She
Okay.
would never forgive me. She might not forgive me if she finds out I say she can't get a date.
She don't.
Well, she
listen.
could if she'd leave the house or try, but
I mean,
I
look,
tried hooking her up with the cashier at Deerberg's, but neither one of them picked up what I was throwing down.
I mean, look at us. We got married and we never leave the house either.
And anytime we go anywhere, I'm like, "Did you think he was cute?" She's like, "You just, Mom."
You're like, what's your type? You just
Yeah,
dying to
I
know
just
what her
wanna
type
know.
is. Skinny jeans and Harry Styles.
Oh, she
looking.
loves Harry Styles.
Yeah, I mean, I get that.
She's, in fact, I think she's like a little upset that Olivia Wilde's maybe pregnant. I'm like, because you weren't going to meet Harry Styles, Keaton. And he's 28. And then she's like, so what? Don't act like you didn't like somebody like that when you were my age. I'm like, yeah, John Bon Jovi. She's like, gross.
And you're like, what? Not back then.
No.
And still really not now.
No. His hair is gray now, but otherwise he looks exactly
cares?
the same.
Right.
He was beautiful.
Oh,
he was
my
a
God.
beautiful man.
Absolutely. What are we talking?
I don't know.
God, what are we talking? Where we go from
What is
lividity
happening
patterns
to John Bon Jovi? I saw a thing once by someone who did his hair, said you can't even see his pores. I'm like, I
Not
believe
really
it.
fair.
No.
Dudes. Back to bloating.
What you're here for?
The detectives also pointed out the occurrence of a particular chemical. Quote, we have the presence of GHB, which is a date rape drug, usually used to facilitate rape.
Roofies.
Thank you for that.
That's why it's called the date rape drug. It's not just like a slang term that...
I'm I'm pretty sure I got roofied once at
Oh my God, that's scary.
What's not the Ameristar, the other casino?
Hollywood Casino?
Maybe. That's over by, that's by Riverport.
Yeah. Well, that's the Hollywood
Yeah, I don't
Casino Amphitheater.
No
now.
one's calling it that.
But it used to be called something else
right.
after Riverport.
Yeah.
So I think that was what the casino was in that.
Still Riverport, though, in our hearts.
Well, yeah, I'll always call it Riverport.
Right.
But if you need to buy tickets to something, make sure you're looking up Hollywood Casino Amphitheater.
Yeah, the chicks were just there. We should have went. That would have been fun.
I think, wasn't it Lauren or someone was trying to sell her tickets?
It was really hot, though.
It was so hot. I'm like, I can't.
Like, can you come to an indoor facility,
Yeah,
please?
I am to the point, I will only go to an outdoor summer concert now if it's like something
If it's
like,
Britney, that's the only.
Yeah,
that's
like,
literally the only reason I'm going.
Because the last few times I went to stuff in the summer, I'm like, what? Or
Well,
even,
Miranda
the Muni.
Lambert.
I love the Muni.
I love the Muni too.
I'm
hot.
always I'm just sitting in my own sweat and I cannot enjoy myself.
We'll just go to the Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like even when Atlantis was at the amphitheater, that was September. And it was, but obviously I would go. I don't care if I died of a heat stroke. I've seen Atlantis.
Well, we went to see
Morissette,
Miranda Lambert at Riverport, and it was like a tornado.
Yeah.
So cool.
And then when I took Keaton to see Miranda Lambert, like something very similar happened. Her and I had reserve seating, so we were under the thing, and it started pouring rain, so everyone just starts like flooding from the lawn seats
creepy.
under there. I'm like, this is dangerous.
Not safe.
Why is no one stopping this?
Right. It's like a riot situation.
Yeah, it was terrible. We've seen Miranda Lambert. Remember when we actually
met her at the Pine County
tour bus? Yeah, because we went that way.
We were total creeps.
Yeah, it was before she was huge.
You were back here.
She was at the Pine County Fair.
She's
we also
cool.
met Sarah Evans.
I met her twice.
Yeah, hey.
Oh no! I met her with you.
Yeah, because they tried to get us to say we love Toby Keith, and we're like, no, we're not saying that.
Yeah, Toby Keith's stupid.
Well, he has stomach cancer though right now, so I mean, I still don't care for his music.
Cancer.
I know, but I feel like he might die. Yeah. So I'm just, you know, that's unfortunate. But
I mean, I bet he voted for Donald Trump.
But anyways, we're like, no, we love Sarah Evans.
Yeah.
And so and nobody would talk. Remember, it was a radio station. They were trying to do like a promo.
Yeah,
so
we didn't know they had tickets though.
Yeah, so they wanted someone to say, we love Toby Keith, to put like, because he was coming to town sometime in the future. Yeah. And we're like, no, but we love Sarah Evans.
Who were we there to see? Brad Paisley.
Brad Paisley and Sarah Evans.
She was opening for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then the guy gave us
backstage
passes. And then everyone was giving us super dirty looks. And they were so jealous. It's like, hey, you wouldn't talk to him.
She was like, huge. Do you remember how big, tall? She was a giant woman.
Beautiful too.
We were at
just
her breast
gorgeous
level. I remember being like, "Oh my!" She had the giantest breasts,
and it wasn't long after I'd had the twins, so I was still very round. Where'd
the pictures go of that? Anyway.
They're actual pictures. I go to Walgreens and get them printed. Yeah, I've got them.
They're not on. They're not on Facebook for sure. Oh, Sarah Evans. Suds in the bucket and the clothes. Okay, great. Okay. Moving on. Back to the date rape joke. Where do we get to?
I don't know how we get here.
Okay. Oh, it was me telling about being drunk at Ameristar or whatever. Okay. Though GHB isn't typically included in a post-mortem toxicology test, interesting, many families of suspected smiley face victims have either requested that the coroner test for this chemical, or those 3 detectives asked them to test it themselves. Let's see here. When Gannon, where am I on this? Okay.
I thought, doesn't that like go out of your system really quickly though too?
Yeah, I would think.
I guess maybe if you die, it stays.
But then it seems like they maybe didn't die immediately.
But I know like some people who suspect they've been roofied but wait to go to the hospital or whatever for not even that long of a time. Right. It's no longer in their system.
Well, maybe if they were taken and held for a while, maybe they were continuously given it, to keep them chill. I don't know. Yeah. Sedated, thank you. Okay. Besides the similarities in victim profile and circumstances around their death and disappearance, the detectives also points to 13 symbols, including smiley face graffiti, that they've located near what they believe to be the crime scenes. As for why these deaths haven't been labeled homicides, Duarte points to a, quote, disconnect between the police and the medical examiner's office, noting that each division is often looking to the other for clues, cues on how to proceed. Interesting. That comes up in the staircase, too. Mm-hmm. The medical examiner says, "We don't know exactly how he died, so we need to wait for the police to let us know." Well, your job's to look at the body and determine from the body how you think they died.
That's concerning.
That's very concerning.
No, the police look to you to tell them how they died.
Dwart says, and the police say, the medical examiner isn't calling it a homicide, so we're not going to make it a homicide. So then they're both like, huh? Yeah. Hands up emoji.
Well, I didn't even know the police could make that determination. I thought only a medical examiner.
But I mean, I guess...
I mean, obviously, if it's like a gunshot wound or something, yes. The
or
police,
there's an obvious crime scene.
Yeah, but I would think if it were like an undetermined type thing, that the police... But I mean, they could say like probable or...
But I guess it would... I mean, like these guys probably died of drowning, but... The medical examiner would just be like, they died of drowning. We don't know whether they fell in or they were pushed in.
Yeah. But unfortunately, that's just the nature of the beast. You can't rule something out. I mean, and I'm glad a medical examiner can't be just willy-nilly with their... You know what I mean?
No, for sure. For sure. Let's see here. But there may be other reasons that the police haven't dug past accidental drowning rulings to find evidence of the smiley face killers. As much as Gannon, Dwart, and Gilbertson are convinced, there is another possibility, that these deaths are nothing more than unfortunate accidents, and that the smiley face killer hypothesis is nothing more than a conspiracy theory. In April 2008, the day after the trio publicly announced their theory, the FBI released a statement that it had not developed any evidence to support links between these tragic deaths or any evidence substantiating the theory that these deaths are the work of a serial killer or killers. They're just alcohol-related drownings. 2 years later, a nonprofit, the Center for Homicide Research in Minneapolis, released a more comprehensive study titled Drowning: The Smiley Face Murder Theory. In it, the center outlined 18 empirically driven points that debunk the theory that these deaths could be linked, let alone, at least in most cases, anything more than accidental drownings. This include a lack of physical evidence of a serial killer, with researchers noting that the bodies were found without signs of torture, strangulation, or otherwise inexplicable blunt force trauma, or other evidence that could point to homicidal drowning. Well, they could have just drugged him with GHB and pushed him into a river. Honestly, when I thought I was drugged, I could not function. Could not control my functions.
Right. Yeah. That would be just overkill. Yeah. Literally.
Yeah. Just push them in. As for the presence of GHB, considered by some the smoking gun in Hurley's case and others, detractors offer alternative explanation for these results, pointing to the chemical process of decomposition, the possibility that they took it willingly, and issues with the trio's testing process. Who's taking GHB willingly? I mean, there are other drugs.
Clinical study or something.
There are other drugs you could take. Not that, take some ecstasy. I don't know. I don't do drugs. But
don't.
I've never done drugs, so I'm just making things up.
And just definitely don't do it in this day and age. Everything is laced with fentanyl. There's a good chance you're going to die.
Yeah.
So just...
You're literally going to die.
If you need to, go someplace where marijuana is legal and purchase at a dispensary where you know what you're getting your hands on.
Okay, please. Where are we? Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up here because it's keeps going. So those detectives aren't the only ones who have kept the smiley face murder theory alive. In fact, the idea that there is a gang of dangerous killers targeting young white men has only gained momentum over the past decade. From armchair detectives, to the loved ones of the deceased, proponents continue to take to TV specials, newspaper articles, and online forums to insist on what they are convinced is true, that these young men are victims not of youthful invincibility, but of murder. That's funny. But for those who believe the deaths are, in fact, accidental drownings, this unwillingness to let go represents not the veracity of the smile. What are they talking about? There's all these people don't. And then this woman says, Christine from Chatham University, she's a professor of social work and criminology, says, people don't like to live with ambiguity. Well, duh.
Well, yeah.
Who does?
Usually frowned upon.
They don't like to not know. No. We as people have a need.
Especially if it's the death of a loved
family
one.
member. Right. We as people have a need for closure, a need to understand things. Well, yeah, duh. Blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Papa Knuckles.
Let's leave it at that. We're at 44 minutes.
And that was an episode of Unsolved Mysteries, folks. All right, so let's see. Where am I going?
Where are you taking us now?
I don't know. I think I'm going to go... I'll do another cursed object next episode.
Okay.
So I figured since it's summertime, let's find like a nice vacation spot, maybe.
Oh. Okay.
So this is from legendsofamerica.com. And my topick is Bodie, California. You're getting ready to go to California.
I am getting ready
There's
to go
my
to
mom
California.
calling me back. I knew it would happen. To touch base with you later.
There
Niecy.
she is.
So Bodie, California is a genuine gold mining ghost town located east of the Sierra Nevada mountain range in Mono County, California. When mining began to decline along the western slope of the Sierra Nevada, prospectors began to cross the eastern slope in search of their fortunes. One such man named William, a.k.a. Waterman, S. Bodie, discovered... Why is that his also known as?
Why is his name
Waterman? It's like Cheese Man. He's like...
What a mega cheese mega.
So anyways, William Bodie, but it's spelled differently.
Confusing.
Bodey.
Okay.
Body moving? Is that you, girl? Discovered gold near a place that is now called Bodie Bluff in 1859. Bodie, like California is. Alas, the poor man died in a snowstorm that very winter and never saw the new town that would be named after him.
Well, that's sad.
The one legend attributes the change of spelling to an illiterate sign painter. Listen! No, B-O-D-Y looks too much like body, probably. B-O-D-I is how I would spell Bodie.
B-O-D-Y?
E-Y.
Oh, yeah. They'd be like, Bodie, California.
Yeah, exactly.
No, Bodie.
They weren't illiterate. They just...
And maybe they were illiterate.
Well, and then it said this, or the citizens deliberately changed the spelling in order to ensure correct pronunciation. Yeah, let's go with that. What? Why would you be a sign maker if you were illiterate?
Well,
First of all, that would not be...
pictures.
You only did stop signs.
They can't spell stop. It's like ST.
No, that's the only thing they've just memorized it.
STP. You're like...
Isn't it like an oil or something? STP.
Your knowledge is so vast.
It's so impressive.
And just...
very random.
You're like, isn't that an oil? God. If you need oil consultation advice, just call
I can't change your oil. I don't know how to do that.
She doesn't know anything about oil, but she knows
I don't know
the
anything
name.
about what kind of oil or filters go in
confusing.
anything. It
How
really
do you
is.
know? What are those
Does
numbers?
Everything take the same thing?
Why are they numbers and letters?
It's just to lubricate your motor, right? Like, what's
I don't know.
I don't know what oil does.
I assume.
Seems very greasy. Seems like a lube.
Just go get...
Or is lube separately? Sometimes you're going for an oil
change
and lube job. I think those are two separate things.
No, I feel like your oil lubricates your...
No wonder the freaking Dodge dealership thinks they could take me for a ride. She doesn't even know.
It totally does, because your car can catch on fire if you like run out of oil and you just keep driving. Check your oil, people.
Yeah. Or don't ignore that light that comes on.
Yeah.
So anyways, that was our public service announcement. In 1861, the Bunker Hill Mine was established as well as a mill, though the camp was called home to only 20 miners. Bodie grew slowly and remained an insignificant mining camp for 17 years. The Bunker Hill Mine and Mill on the west slope of Bodie Bluff changed hands several times during the years before being sold to 4 partners in 1877. The name was changed to the Standard Mining Company, and within months, the partners discovered a significant vein of rich gold ore. Profits rose dramatically, and by the end of 1878, Bodie's population had soared to some 5,000 people. They had their own little gold rush. The Standard Mine would yield nearly $15 million in gold over the next 25 years. During the winter of 1878 to 79, Bodie's citizens saw many hardships. Particularly savage, the winter claimed hundreds of lives from exposure and disease. Falling timber in the mines and the explosion of a powder magazine took additional lives. Falling timber. Clearly no one was yelling, timber! That's not funny.
It wasn't
People died.
Kesha.
But like, can you imagine?
Kesha
Like,
and
how'd
Pitbull.
how'd you die? How a tree fell on, huh?
That's terrible.
That is terrible. Because I can't imagine you died immediately either.
I'm sorry, this is going to be really insensitive. Can you, like, run away? Just, like, run to the side?
Well, they're really loud. When a tree falls, it's loud.
I know, but can you just hear, like,
pop, pop, pop? Why no? I'm just
run-
saying you have, like, the heads up.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's like, pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
And then it takes down other tree branches. I
Yeah,
don't
wouldn't
know.
you just be like, I'm going to run, I'm going to dart over
Okay,
here.
that's kind of us victim blaming. We shouldn't do that.
True.
We don't know. It sounds exactly like how you and I would die. Freaking tree.
Hey, that's kind of epic. Let's do it.
Our case would
We're
be
fine.
like a freaking telephone pole. All right. Anyways, miners, gamblers, and business continued to flood the area. And by 1879, Bodie boasted a population of about 10,000 and 2,000 buildings. Before long, the town supported some 30 gold mines, 65 saloons, numerous brothels, gambling halls, and opium dens.
Wow, sounds fun.
Party! Spring break destination.
Opium dens? Den of sin?
Den of sin.
Amy, that's what we called Amy's van.
We got that off of
Where her children rode.
What was the stupid cheaters? Remember the guy got stabbed? That was great.
Well, I mean, who is going to go and like, hey, you want to come in my van?
Yeah, gross. Don't. Always say the answer is always no.
No, that's rude also.
Yeah. Don't get anybody's van. No good can come of it. So a couple of banks and a school. Oh, and several churches. And 3 newspapers, as well as a lot of legitimate businesses. So
That's where we'd be. We're at the newspaper,
Yes.
like...
Today at the brothel. I was going to say opium den. I got him.
Well, hopefully they're like next door to each
Yeah,
other.
I would hope so. Go to the opium den before the brothel. I feel like
that's
you would
what
have
all
more
the
of a good time.
sex workers are probably
Yes.
doing.
Every other building on the mile-long main street was a saloon. Well, I
This
mean,
place is fun.
it is. 3 breweries worked day and night, while whiskey
Wow.
was brought into town in 100-gallon barrels.
Jesus.
That's a big barrel.
Is that a normal barrel size?
I can't imagine.
No, I bet.
Because I think, well, what are those barrels that they make?
Probably 100 gallons.
Yeah, like the sawmill near where I live makes
whiskey barrels.
barrels.
Yeah, I bet that's 100 gallons.
Okay, probably. Yeah, that just sounds like a lot.
It does.
It's like a 10-gallon hat. Is that really 10 gallons? Would a 10-gallon hat hold 10 gallons?
I mean,
No.
good
Think
Lord.
of like a gallon of
10.
milk. I mean, some cowboy hats are stupid big.
10 gallons of milk. Well, is a 10-gallon hat like Tom Hanks?
I feel like it's tall and wide.
Abe Lincoln?
But it's also wide.
Is it an Abe Lincoln hat or is it a cowboy
It's
hat?
like a hipster influencer hat. Like, you know how they always wear, like, what was the guy's?
No,
like
what?
Pharrell. I feel like he always wore 10-gallon hats.
actual.
Right? He always wore big hats.
He always wore.
Or maybe still does.
Rest in peace, Pharrell. He's
He's
alive.
not dead. I just feel like he
know.
doesn't wear those
Didn't
anymore.
He's like in the.
He's like a judge on something. Like America's.
Can we
American
stop
Idol or
with all this
something.
freaking shows?
Please, Jesus.
Stupid.
My husband. My husband's son, my sister wife.
My husband's son.
My husband watches
My husband feels like my.
all of those.
That's so funny.
Stupid,
and
like American Idol, America's Got Talent,
it feels very out of
What's the other
character
one?
for him.
The Voice. Like, stop. They're all the same.
And they're stupid.
They're so dumb.
I didn't even watch it when Brittany was on it.
They're just so dumb.
That's how bad they are.
Yeah. Just, it's been done. It's over. They can just get a YouTube channel. We don't need these ridiculous shows.
It's just, that's so funny that Jamie watches those. It just doesn't seem.
Oh, it's infuriating. I can't.
Does he vote?
No.
Okay, thank God. Because that's like all.
Because usually he's not even home to watch it, so he has to watch it like.
He records them?
Well, he doesn't record it, but he's just like on demands them.
Oh. Jamie. He's like inviting all of his people at his
I know.
hotel.
And I hate it because like everybody has their own profile on Hulu except me. So he and I share one. So when he is home, it like totally screws up my keep watching section. No, I don't want to keep watching Pawn Stars. Where are the Real Housewives?
Pawn Stars is still on
Pawn Stars
TV?
is like bumping my freaking Housewives. Well, I started watching the Real Housewives of Dubai.
Oh, that sounds
Good.
fun. That sounds really fun.
Except it's got Caroline Stensberry from like Ladies of London on it. I'm like,
I
what do you
don't even know what
One of the women is actually from, what's it called? The Emirates or whatever, where Dubai is.
Oh, United Arab Emirates?
Yeah.
Emirates?
So only one of the...
UAE.
Yeah. Only one of the cast members is actually from there.
Well, then how is it the Housewives of Dubai?
Well, they all have lived there, though, for like the last 15 years.
All the women? Mm-hmm. So is it like a bunch of white women married to Arabic men?
No.
Okay.
Actually, Caroline Stanberry might be the only white woman on there.
Those
Most of them are actually divorcees, and they've like made their own businesses and
those
successful
people, though,
businesses.
that live there.
Yeah, they're
and
not
it's
like
another level
these
of
women
wealth.
aren't like the opulent of Dubai.
Because
But they're wealthy, but
yeah,
they're not.
there's like another level.
And there's only been 2
there.
episodes so far, so I'm hoping like it'll maybe show some of the opulence. So I want to see it.
Seriously.
Like not on a Sex and the City movie. Like I want to see it in real life.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of interesting too. It's
So anyways.
not it's way bigger than Kardashian money.
Yeah, way bigger.
Yeah, it's fuel, it's oil money.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
It's Beverly Hillbillies money.
Yes.
But not really.
Y'all come back now, yeah. All right, moving on to Bodie. So like many booming mining camps, Bodie soon earned a reputation for violence and lawlessness.
Of course it did.
Killings were sometimes daily events, and robberies, stage holdups, and street fights were common occurrences
How
in the boot
exciting!
camp. Street fight? I think you and I be eating our cotton candy.
1, 2,
watching
3, 4,
that.
5. It's the 10 dual commandments. Sorry, I was listening to the Hamilton soundtrack today.
Clearly.
Such a nerd. Nerd.
Nerd. You're getting my penchant for just like, I don't know. What's the word I'm looking for? Melding words together.
I said dird. Well,
that's kind of like going "dur" and saying "nerd."
I am
makes
totally a dird.
You are. Or a turd. I don't know. In its day, Bodie... I've got to move on. We still have another one to do. Bodie was more widely known for its lawlessness than its riches. Of Bodie, the Reverend F.M. Warrington would describe it in 1881 as a sea of sin lashed by the tempest of lust and passion. Well, I think any reverend would say that anytime.
Relax.
They still say that about probably like Las Vegas.
Yeah, calm down.
Given Bodie's reputation, it's perhaps not surprising that one little girl whose family was moving to the mining town reportedly prayed, "Goodbye, God, we're going to Bodie."
Wow. That's
intense.
It's a little dramatic.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Or maybe she was, I don't know, psychic. Why can't I think of that word? She knew where
because
we're
dirds,
going.
Okay?
Bodie needed milled wood for construction, mine shaft beams, and heating. However, there were few trees in the area. Well, yeah, because they fell on everybody. Soon, several businessmen formed the Bodie and Benton Railroad in 1881 for the sole purpose of transporting lumber. Well, yeah, but do you need lumber to build the railroads? Like other railroads in the West, the Bodie and Benton Railroad hired inexpensive Chinese labor. Rude. Much to the outrage of locally unemployed miners.
Well, yeah. Because they're like, we're right here. And also that's like, pay them a fair wage.
Yeah, exactly. By 1882, the 32-mile-long railroad was in service between Bodie and Mono Mills along the east shore of Mono Lake. Though the metal rails have long since been sold as scrap, you can still see the old railroad grade not far from the remote eastern shores of Mono Lake. I'm assuming there's something paranormal in this story. I don't even know. This might be like a history lesson. I haven't read it. I don't know.
Oh, surely there is.
Many immigrants and ex-miners homesteaded around Mono Lake in the hopes of making a simple living off the land. Early Mono Basin ranchers often had plentiful food in stock and provided supplies to the local mining towns of Bodie and Lundy. The boom was over just 4 short years later, and by 1882, Bodie started to decline. Its population had dropped to just 3,000 as several smaller mining companies went bankrupt and people began to leave the area in search of better opportunities. Prior to 1882, there were no churches in Bodie. However, there were 2 preachers, Reverend Hinkle, a Methodist, and Father Casson, a Catholic. Services were held in private homes and later in the IOOF, Independent Order of Oddfellows building.
Weird.
And the Miners' Union Hall. Despite the decline of the mines, both a Methodist church and a Catholic church were built in 1882. The Catholic church would not survive the later fires of Bodie, but the Methodist church still stands. The two major mines, the Bodie and Standard, merged in no one cares. In 1892, a fire ravaged much of the business district, further depleting Bodie's population. Additional mines began to close. However, the very next year, Bodie became one of the first mining camps to use electricity.
Ooh.
Fancy. Another fire
Edison.
destroyed the mill in 1898, but it was rebuilt the following year.
Wait, thanks.
Just more fires keep happening.
Wait, who invented electricity? Benjamin Franklin or Thomas Edison? Light bulbs, Thomas Edison.
Yeah, Benjamin Franklin. The key and the kite.
Yep. Sorry.
By 1915, most of the important mines were controlled by James Stuart Kane, who had arrived in Bodie when he was just 25 years old. Oh. Soon after his arrival, he entered the lumber business, transporting timber on barges across Mono Lake.
Hey, Kenny Brown.
Yeah. He would grow so successful, he eventually would own the Bodie Bank, lease the Mono Lake Railway and Lumber Company, formerly known as the Bodie and Benton Railroad, became the town's principal property owner and the owner of the Standard Mill.
He owned it all.
However, the Standard Mill was closed around 1916. Just a year later, the Bodie and Benton Railway was abandoned. In 1932, another devastating fire caused by a 2.5-year-old boy playing with matches.
Not safe.
Watch your children. How's a 2.5-year-old even know?
And everything's made of wood there.
It destroyed 95% of Bodie's buildings.
The mom's like, oops. Just quietly leaves in the night. He's grounded.
I promise.
Leaves.
Time out, Timothy. Oh, man. Such a tragic.
Oh, my God. As a parent, though,
as a parent, can't you relate, though? Like, God, dude. It's like in an Urkel voice. Did I do that? Though Bodie was already dying, further decline resulted from Prohibition and the Great Depression. While some mining continued, there were no new strikes, and companies eked out only minor profits, largely by using the cyanide process to extract gold from old tailings. What? Cyanide?
That's dangerous.
Never use cyanide used for anything.
Keep it away from that 2-year-old, please.
Yeah, no kidding. He might poison the whole town. However, a few people continued to live in Bodie until after World War II, when the last producing mine, the Lucky Boy, was shut down. Well, not so lucky. No. By then, only 6 people were left in the old settlement, and 5 of these would soon die untimely deaths. Aww. First, one of the men shot his wife, and after she died, 3 men killed the murdering husband. According to legend, the ghost of the murdered man would visit the 3 men, shaking his fist. Arr!
Well, dude, you shot your wife.
And then soon all 3 would die of strange diseases. Oh. Was that the only paranormal? I don't know.
Hey, that's terrifying. Imagine.
By the end of the 1940s, Bodie was a ghost town and was visited only by tourists interested in its history. Ghost towns are kind of cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
In 1962, after years of neglect, Bodie became a state historic park, and 2 years later, the ghost town of Bodie was dedicated as a California historic site.
I'm going to look and see where Bodie is.
It's also been designated a National Historic Site. Legends about Bodie abound, including the Bodie curse.
Oh, God.
Okay,
maybe
this
I
is
don't
what
want to
you're
go
here
there.
for. Supposedly, if visitors take anything from this ghost town, even a pebble, they will be cursed with bad luck. Oh, misfortune and tragedy are heaped upon the victim until the stolen item is returned. According to park rangers, many who have taken things eventually return them to the park to rid themselves of the curse. Purportedly, the park maintains a logbook of pages and pages of returned items. In the museum, you can see the letters from people who have returned items to the park. The curse is supposedly perpetuated by the ghosts of Bodie who guard against thieves and protect its treasures. Some believe that the curse is nothing more than a superstition perpetuated by the park rangers to preserve Bodie as a historic site. However, I, for one, wouldn't take the chance of being haunted by the long-lost souls of Bodie. Other ghostly legends have seemingly occurred in this ghost town that is said to truly be a ghost town, remaining home to several restless spirits. The J.S. Kane house at the corner of Green... Mom, quit calling me. I will call you back later. Of Green and Park Streets is said to be haunted by the ghost of a Chinese maid. Families of park rangers who have occupied the house describe the spirit as not liking adults, but loves children.
Aww.
I'm the opposite. Adults... I like adults, but children annoy me sometimes.
See, I don't like adults. I'd rather be around
I don't
children.
like anybody, actually. But, oh my God, I kept my niece for a couple days last week. I like her. We were fine. Her and Keaton argued so much. I'm like, you're arguing with a 5-year-old. Stop it.
Let it go.
And she was being pretty rude to Keaton, but I'm like, because you're like playing into it.
Yeah.
Adults sleeping in the house have said that they will awake in the night to find a heavy set Chinese woman sitting on them. Are we sure this is a ghost?
Is she looking at them? Or is she maybe she's just sitting on the bed, doesn't know you're there?
Feeling suffocated, one woman fought so hard she ended up on the floor.
Well, that's better than being sat on by a ghost. How does it hurt?
How they have weight. Others have reported...
You have no mass.
No, seeing the bedroom door opening and closing on its own. The Gregory house is also said to be haunted by the ghost of an old woman. Guests and staff have reported seeing her sitting in a rocking chair knitting an Afghan. Well, that's sweet.
Yeah, I mean, she's relaxed. She's not sitting on you, at least. Be happy.
At other times, the rocking chair has been seen rocking on its own accord. The Mendocini house is called home to several friendly ghosts. One is thought to be Mrs. Mendocini, who loved to cook her Italian food. Aw. That's cute.
That is cute.
Have some meatballs, Mrs. Mendocini.
Garlic bread.
I love a good spaghetti and meatball. Rangers report today that they often smell the delicious aroma of her cooking when they enter her house. Others have reported party-like sounds coming from the next room and children's laughter. Oh. At the Deschambault house, visitors have seen a woman appearing from an upstairs window. I'm like, that's impressive.
Wow.
How are you shooting that out that window, girl?
She uses a vinegar douche.
That was, I don't know what that
gross.
was.
It was gross is what it was.
At the Bodie Cemetery, the Angel of Bodie, a 3-year-old child, was said to have been accidentally killed when she was hit in the head by a miner's pick.
Jesus!
Why are you... Don't put your children near the mine. God, that's like my sage break that pinata with a hammer. It's all I had.
It almost happened to sage.
Her grave is mounted with a white marble angel, and on one occasion, a man visiting the cemetery with his little girl noticed she was giggling and seemingly playing with an unseen entity.
With just a ghost with an axe in its head?
Well, no. Yeah, maybe. God.
I mean, if it's like
it's
the
still
Sixth
stuck
Sense.
in there. Please take it out.
Oh, God.
Today, Bodie is one of the largest and best preserved ghost towns in the West.
I know. I just Google mapped it. It's very interesting looking. It's right on the Nevada border.
It's over 200 buildings are maintained in a state of what is termed arrested decay. Many original items are displayed in the buildings. When people moved out after the fire of 1932, they packed what they could get in their wagons or truck, and the rest was just left behind. Only about 10% of the original buildings still stand. However, what is left looks much the same as it did over 50 years ago when the last residents left.
That's cool.
There are no permanent residents in the town except park employees. What a job. This is just talks about
where do you
summer
stay
tour.
If you go there?
I would just imagine like in a
local
nearby town.
Yeah. There's really no nearby
It's
towns.
open year round. It's at an elevation of almost 9,000 feet. Some connecting roads may be closed in the winter.
It's by Potato Peak.
The museum is open from May through October.
Here's Potato Peak nearby.
It's 50 miles south of Lake Tahoe. And 7 miles south of Bridgeport off of Highway 395.
Yep, I see Bridgeport.
So you've got places you could stay.
So is that Lake Tahoe, that lake right there? Don't know.
Oh, wait. Here's a couple people's stories. My name is Valerie.
Oh, there's like...
I'm located in Long Beach, California, and I visited Bodie in the summer of 2001. The town was one of the most memorable landscapes I've ever laid my eyes upon. Near the Standard Mill, there was a shack with a really old washer and these feminine items surrounding it. When I peeped through the window, I banged my head on a nail. Sounds like something I do.
Same.
So at the time, I thought, how nice
It's like a nice...
would be to have a souvenir. What? I then put the nail in my pocket and went on with the tour. The nail that almost impaled your head. Great. I looked at your website and noticed your legend section, and well, I believe I'm cursed. The problem is I really wouldn't mind going the distance to place the nail back. I remember feeling bad about taking it more than a few times, but that was over 5 years ago, and through all of my moving around and college transfers, I simply lost a nail. So I was just wondering, what do you think I should do?
Oh my God.
And then they responded, we think maybe Valerie should contact the park rangers with an apology in order to relieve herself of the curse. Then we have Carissa Gardner of Nevada, who writes in August 2013. On August 5th, my family and I visited Bodie. I'd always wanted to see it. I pleaded with my hubby, who likes old stuff, please do not take anything, just in case that Bodie curse is real. I did not want to put myself in a position or allow something like that in my home.
No.
Also, just don't take things from places.
Yeah, that's called thievery.
Yes. We went to Bodie. It was wonderful to see, and we had a great time and spent 4 hours there and ate lunch and had fun. When we arrived home, my husband had a purple piece of glass, a blue and green, and few other glass pieces.
What?
I was
picked a broken glass.
I was
off
like,
the ground.
why did you do that? I was mad, but just let it go because I'm not that superstitious.
Why'd you do that?
Why'd you do that?
I love that.
God, Bob. The next
whatever
day,
life's
August 6th, my back started hurting. I guarantee my back's going to be hurting on August 6th.
That's just the weight of your husband's annoyance. That you're
I
carrying.
went to the doc, and he said I had a disc slightly out of line, prescribed me Valium so I'd have a good sleep.
So you could be addicted
so he could
to
give me an
Valium.
adjustment the next day. Why didn't he just give you an adjustment that day?
Stupid.
I took the
That's
Valium
also a
that
chiropractor.
night. I've never taken Valium before.
Oh,
and was restless, did not sleep all night, and woke up with a pounding headache.
That's the
My eyes
opposite.
hurt so bad, and my back was even worse. I asked my hubby to stay home from work and take me to the hospital, where they gave me a shot of Demerol for pain in my butt and told me I had a real bad sinus infection. What? That sounds about like something the ER would do. Here's my back hurts. They give you a shot of Demerol and tell you have a sinus infection.
And you're now addicted
Yes.
to prescription opioids. Great.
Yes. I went to my
Bodie.
God, the curse is real. I went to my doctor for my back adjustment and told him about the Valium. And he told me 1 in 2,000 people have the opposite reaction to what Valium is supposed to do. And that he'll note it in my chart, no Valium. Stop handing out Valium. Are you a chiropractor? I've been to the chiropractor multiple times, and he's never prescribed me anything.
I don't think they can.
Well, he has doctor in front of his name. I think he probably could, but
They
that's
don't
not...
go to medical school, though. They go to the chiropractor school. It's different.
Okay.
Yeah.
But still.
They're like hokey.
He's
I
never
mean, I
even
believe
told me,
they-
like, go somewhere else so you can get
Yeah.
drugs. Like,
No, because
he's like, here, let me pop this, and now you're better.
holistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they
and it works.
Yeah, they
I've
promote-
never went to the chiropractor and not had my problem fixed.
I thought that was your toe. I really need to go to the chiropractor
Shout out.
for my hip.
Dr. Ryan Ekman.
Yeah, but you said he's hot, and I don't remember.
No,
really
don't say that on me.
He doesn't listen, Amy.
Somebody might.
Well, I mean, then they know he's hot too.
Well, that's true.
I mean,
He wears it on his
hot,
face.
Hotness is just, lets it
Well,
out for
maybe it's
you.
subjective. Maybe no one else
He's
thinks
like,
it.
hey, you want to see? Oh, there it is. My hotness.
I don't know.
I'm
He's
sorry.
really funny too.
I don't want
He,
to
like
fart
curses.
a bunch. And
No, I'm always so nervous when I'm getting my back popped. I'm going to fart. I can just always feel it bubbling.
you know it's
at the
happened
surface.
a million times.
Oh,
but
yeah.
still embarrassing.
Oh, I used to work with a guy who became a massage therapist too. Now he's like a principal. So that didn't go anywhere. He was a teacher at the time, but he took class. And he learned like some sort of massage that like super relaxed you. And he said they had to practice on like each other's suits.
Oh,
and somebody just
God.
kept farting. And he was like, it was
And
so
now he's a
weird. But he's
principal.
like, but that was actually, that meant she was relaxed. I'm like, no, that's not true. Because I'm always pretty uptight and I fart a lot. I'm never relaxed. So anyways, he decided not to mess with my back because I was in so much pain.
This story is hilarious.
What? No.
That you're supposed to fix it, sir.
And I was wearing sunglasses inside because my eyes hurt so bad.
What? Dramatic. She's dramatic.
She's very dramatic. Looking into I can't adjust your back because you can't put your face down in the thing on the table.
You got your sunglasses on.
Got your sunglasses on.
She's dramatic.
Freaking diva.
Yeah.
So the rest of the day, August 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, I was in bed sick and sore. On August 10th, we went to Reno Aces game in Reno, Nevada.
Whatever that is.
Well, you got better, I guess.
Yeah.
In Reno, Nevada with our kids, and we stayed half the game because it was very hot. I get that. Okay, that's not being dramatic. We get that.
Legit.
So we went home early to go swimming. When we got to where we were
too much detail.
getting our suits on, and while doing this, my 6-year-old son grabbed my oldest son's EpiPen.
What the hell?
Playing with it, and accidentally shot it through his finger, right through one end to the other. So we headed to the hospital again.
No!
My son was okay, but if the EpiPen had not gone all the way through, he would have lost his finger.
Excuse me, what? Why?
I don't know.
Ew. It went,
Gross.
That's so gross.
The next
Why is that not somewhere?
2 days were okay, just cleaning and preparing for my best friend to come visit.
Again, the detail.
Preparation to make a baby shower for another friend. No one cares.
God, what's her
I
name?
told my husband, see, you should not have taken that glass. I was going to take it back on August 6th, but got sick, and then was going to send it back on the way to the pool on the 10th, but just could not get to the post office.
It's so hard.
Yeah, it really is. We're putting it on mailbox and lift the flag. Or is that just like a rural thing? I don't know. Does everybody have mailboxes?
No.
Well, the bad luck did not end yet. On August 14th, my back was still pretty painful, but I went about cleaning and getting stuff ready for my friend's visit.
Where did she post this on this website?
It's just on this website where I'm at.
God.
We cleaned and did yard work. No, again, no one cares. When my daughter stepped on a red ant, no big deal, still went on with our day. And that evening, my kids were in the backyard playing and climbing in the tree when my daughter comes running and screaming that she hurt her arm. I asked what had happened. She said she was climbing the tree and fell. Right then, I knew she broke her arm and rushed her to the yard. They did not think she broke it, just bruised. But I already knew after the week we had that it was.
God, what's her medical bill this week?
They took x-rays and the doc comes back and says, well, you actually did break it. So she's currently in a sling for 5 more weeks with a broken fractured humerus. Just a sling. I think you get a cast. This lady's dramatic. I think being a little over the top.
Yeah.
That was it for me. The next morning, I got that glass, picked it up with a paper towel, didn't want to touch it, stuck it in an envelope, called Bodie and got the address. And as soon as the post office opened, I took it down and sent it back. On August 15th.
Hey, Bodie, what's your address?
Yeah.
It's Bodie, California.
It'll just come here. No one actually lives here. Don't worry. You don't need anything else.
We'll open it.
No.
They just throw it
just makes
over
it here
the line.
And that's that. Things were a little cruddy on the 16th. My anxiety was high, and I finished getting stuff ready for my friend.
God!
Ah!
She's the worst.
We had problem after problem with that cake. And we were up till 3:30 a.m., I believe, was the last residual of our curse. Everything has been fine since.
Wow.
What happened to the cake? Okay, that was a lot. I'm not even going to read into... Oh, there's only one more, but...
Oh my God, I'm going to cry.
I now believe the Bodie curse. I didn't even actually know there was a curse. Just read signs asking not to take anything. My husband and I found a couple of old-fashioned square nails, broken pieces of colored glass, and some pieces of old dish.
Glass
yeah, where's
here?
this coming from? I also took home a piece of linoleum from the one house that... Stop!
And how did they color glass?
It wasn't long after our October 21st visit that the bad luck started. I wrenched my knee. It's just
Excuse me, what?
Wrenched my knee.
I don't even know what that means.
I'm imagining just like...
Twisted
it.
Yeah.
Getting up from a sitting position. My knee was so swollen I had to ride an ambulance to emergency.
Well, that's dramatic.
The doctor extracted 37 cc's of blood, and now I have to undergo tests. Well, you probably tore your ACL, dummy.
Also,
which I did just squatting
blood.
Well, they have to drain it off your knee.
I thought it would be like fluid, not.
I don't know. I remember having my knee drained, and it was terrible.
Nasty.
A few days ago, I broke a tooth, and then yesterday I broke my entire bridge work. The dentist told me no one ever breaks the metal base of the bridge. I watched the Weather Channel program about the Bodie curse and finally realized what was happening. Okay, so. Anyways,
don't take crap from Brody. Okay,
no,
literally don't. Jeez Louise. Okay. Well, thank you all for listening.
Yeah,
like, subscribe, and comment. I don't know.
Follow
review
all our stuff.
Thank you.
Talk to us,
Goodbye.
people. Bye.